Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. This is Kristy, and today or tonight, actually I'm filming this tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about some ideas for these beautiful sandwich trays. Doilies, sandwich, like doily things. I think they call them sandwich doilies. So I had a request from a lovely subscriber named Nancy 4 weeks ago in my vintage haul and asked, she has some of these but doesn't know what to do with them. So today I've got some ideas I've written down, but today I'm going to show you what you could do with these. Now, these aren't readily available everywhere around the world, obviously. My friend Sally has a hard time trying to get them in the UK, but I seem to get them in Australia. So I've started to collecting them as much as I can because I know that they're going to get a little bit hard to get. So those were just some the doilies that I had there, the sandwich doilies. These are some buttons that I might be interested in. Some what's it called? Excuse me. Sorry about that. Some cottons. I've forgotten what this is called. Perle cotton. And this was just yarn that I put into a cake from a hank. All right, so my idea is a square boxed pouch. So I have started on the pouch just a little bit to show you what can be done. You know what? Okay, so I'm back on here now to show you a little bit what I've done. It looks very large at the moment, but I wanted to make this. Big enough so I could fiddle around with it and try and fold it down, because I wanted to have a bit of a big top for the front, for the box, a fold down bit. I know what it's called, I just can't think what it's called. So here is a hexagon that I did, which was in the first part of the video. This is like the second part of the video that I'm doing. And I got one of these little covered buttons from the lovely Christine, and that's upside down. I should put it up the other way. And so I stitched this down, I put some lace across the top, and I found some of this beautiful it's not embroidered, I think it's embroidered, machine stitched lace trim. And this is just part of a Suffolk puff, which was a little bit, just wanted to get rid of those fluffy bits, that was a little bit ripped. So what I did was I just undid the stitches in the center and cut round the circle, and I've just stitched around in a circle. That pen will iron off, and I should really just try and shape it to a circle. And I haven't figured out whether I just want to leave it there or whether I just want to put a few, maybe I'll put a few French knots around in those little dots there. This will get kept to do something. I'll just get the iron out and I'll iron it so it makes it a lot larger. That's where the thread is from when it was sewn in. I can't do anything about that now. So that's the first part of the square pouch. I think I may have made it a little bit too high and maybe possibly a little bit too wide. But by the time you get do your seams on each side, that will take it in. So what else could we do here on this? I was thinking of getting some thread and just doing a bit of cantha stitching. This will do. My pearl cotton is probably a little bit too long. I think that's the same as that one. Now on the other side of, have I got two of those the same? No, but this one is longer, so I do like that one. Let's just swap that over. On the other side, I showed you before, it's just random stitches, random fabrics that I had out of my stash. Now, I'm trying to thread my needle. I didn't get too complicated, make it too complicated as to where they went. I just put them down because sometimes we can get, just a minute, it's not working. We can get hung up on placement of fabrics when we're trying to do a scrappy element. But I wasn't worried. I just wanted them down. I might just chop that little bit off because I haven't seen the, that's better. You can see a little bit more of that there. And so they're glued down a little bit just to hold it down. And then when I'm doing my stitches along on the front here, they're going to go randomly on the back and hopefully hold most of it down. That's the idea. I probably didn't need to put a knot in my thing, but I'm going to start up under here. So how are we all? Hope everyone's doing well and you're not too cold overseas. Our weather is not too bad at the moment. Now I do have my thimble, which really helped with my pushing the needle through. And then I obviously hold it with my thumb. These are the leather clover ones, and they fit. These is the medium and they fit my finger quite well. I do have a cheap one, and I do sometimes, believe it or not, use this on my finger. I use this on my thumb because I'm doing some thread painting and it's quite hard to get the needle through. It gets stuck, so it needs to get gripped with a bit of leather instead of my finger. So yes, it looks very funny, but it does actually work. So my cantha stitching is roughly the same width of stitches, but if I don't, I'm not worried. I just want to get the stitching done. I'll probably just go to there, and possibly I will just, and then what happens also is when you're stitching, you can start creating as you're going along, and it gives you ideas. So I thought I was going to do some French knots, but I've decided I will come across here to hold this down, and it's a little bit wonky. and hopefully get it stitched. Now, if I wanted to, I could actually go all the way to the end, and then when I sew it, it will be, you know, tucked in. So I might just come back here and come up here. The edging of the stitch here will get sewn in. I don't know whether I'm going to hand stitch it or whether I'm going to machine stitch it. Depends on what I'm going to use it for, or I might give this away. I just had my 1,000 subscriber winners, so they've contacted me now, and their parcel will be heading off today. Congratulations to Pat and Donna. Pat's in the UK and Donna's in America, and they were both very excited. I was excited to put it together for them. Now, don't worry about your wonkiness. It's not all about being perfect with slow stitching. Oh, there's my front door. I'll just have to go and shut that. Okay, so let's get back to this. I will go across here, even though it's not going to be seen. What I'm going to try and do is stay the same distance between the stitches as I'm going down along here, if you wanted to. And I might do that because it does actually help with my stitching. I might just draw, so that's about 1/4 inch, a line. Oh, I just drew over that. This is a iron off pen, so it will iron off. There's nothing wrong with drawing lines. I think it helps you stitch better. I just am making a quilt for a community of quilts here that I go to, my quilting guild, and so I was doing some top stitching on the quilt, and I drew the design that I wanted to do on the quilt before I start thinking about doing it free. It's free motion, but I find I'm better if I actually just draw it on there, and then I can just go over the top, and then when I'm finished, I'll just iron it off. Now obviously you still have to come across. So obviously when I come back, I'll go up, and then I'll just keep going round till I get to the middle. And I think that's how you do it. I might just make a stitch there because it's a bit wide. So if you think you need another stitch in between one or the other, you can just go backwards to make the stitch, and then obviously come forward to do the other stitch for the next row. I think that's a bit big too, but that's all right. I might fix that up when I come back. And don't worry about what's on the back, because that's going to be the inside. And to be honest, it makes it an interesting piece of fabric. So obviously that's not caught down in there. I should have made sure that I was catching that down. So that's another food for thought when you're stitching underneath. I mean on top, for it to grab underneath. I've got to, what have I got else to do today? I worked on Monday, so that was good. And today I'm doing this, getting this sorted. And then I might do some quilting. I need to come down a little bit. It's a little bit, I actually need to go a little bit further in. Even though I drew my lines, it is just a guide. You can move your stitches anywhere around your fabric or your design that you're creating. I have a croaky throat today. As I go along, my stitches get a little bit bigger. I don't think there's a wrong way or a right way of having your stitches, the length that they are, but obviously if they're too big, they just sort of flap around and they don't hold the fabric very well. And so what I need to do now is, even though I've come up on the line here, I need to come back over here, and you can do that by just moving your thread and your needle to the point where you want it to go. We have a nice sunny day here today. We had some cloud, overcast cloud yesterday, and my husband said he did get the tiniest bit of rain, but it wouldn't be very much at all. So now you can see that I'm finishing off, and when you do that stitching like I just was doing, I'll show you in a minute. How do I want to do this? Might just go a little bit further over. When you sew, now you might already know this, and that's okay. When you sew along with your needle and you're gathering up the stitches as you're going, and you push it through with your finger and pull it, you want to obviously remember to pull out the fabric because you don't want it gathered. And you make sure you don't get stabbed in the finger in the process, because that does happen. And a good tip to have in the room, just in the same as a quilting sewing room, is have band-aids handy, because you never know when you need it. Now this is just what I call foundation placement of things, because you can come along and put something across the top. Now I will just finish this off here, and then I will get another piece of my fabric. That's what happens when it gets too fluffy. It doesn't want to go through the thing, so you do have to wet it a little bit. I should get my needle threader. I don't even know where it is. I think it's in here. Oh, this is very heavy. I had a little one of these. Oh. And I have that too. I don't know how good that is. Sometimes that's too thick if you have a very fine needle. And this is supposed to have, oh, it does have a light. And then you just slit it in there and pull it through. So, you know what, I should just put it in my bowl. Now we might be scraping the skin of our teeth here with this thread. Just see, hopefully I'll have enough. Oh, look at that. So what I'm going to do now is pull on that to stretch the fabric out flat. You could iron it if you wanted to, but you don't want to burn your thing. So what I need to do now here is take that off. Best if you just wet it a little bit and do the most tiniest knot if you can. Close to your, you probably can't see, close to the hole where you came out, so that's good there. Then I'm going to get my biggest needle, will do. What happened to my other needle there? I need to get my little thing. And then you thread the needle back through, but don't go through to the other side. So you're just threading it through the fabric. And then you wet it again and you thread. This is what we do in quilting. You thread the yarn, the cotton, when it wants to, through there. And then because the knot is there, I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I will. It makes a click sound, and that's, you know, when it's gone through the... So the knot's hanging in there, and so when I pull that out flat, it's probably a little bit tight. Just make sure you don't... that distance between there and there is not too long, because that'll pull tight. And then you just poke that through, so the knot's sitting under here, so it can't come out. And then this just gets pulled slightly. And I'm sorry if you already know this, but maybe some of you don't. And you just snip that on there. You just get your finger, you scratch away the fabric to put it back into place, and there you are. You don't even know where the knot is. So that's that. You can embellish other things on here. You can do some more canter stitching. You could do a beautiful feather stitch or a fly stitch, which is what Sally has done on her, in her What is Slow Stitch. If you don't know anything about that, go and see her on her YouTube channel, Sally.eb. And this is great because it shows you what sort of stitches you want to do. That's couching here. Fly stitch with the Y, that's how you remember fly stitch. And feather stitch is there. Oh no, I actually did fly stitch there and I didn't know I was doing it. I beg your pardon. Here's my fly stitch with the Y, so you remember it's fly stitch. And feather stitch is this one because it looks like wings on a feather. So you could do that running up along there, that would look very nice. Or you could do some couching, get some different threads and run them along, or make a trail. There's your running stitch. Your blanket stitch, you could blanket stitch around this edge here. And then this is your straight stitch, which is a little bit like your running stitch, but it is a little bit different. So we're up to the next prompt, which is weaving. And so I've got to do that today. So that's my plan for today, to do that. So yes, you could come along here and do a patch of weaving on here. So all different things you could do. You could create a button design if you wanted to. I was just getting blue buttons. I don't think there's many blue buttons in here. Oh, this is a lovely little button. So you could get, a set of buttons and you could just do a button design. It really is up to you. The creativity comes about very fast, not fast, but it comes while you're sitting here doing this, and you've got lots of beads to do. So let's get the other page. So that's the first page. I'm not going to do all of the pages. I'm just going to show you what other ideas that can be had with using those doilies. So this is my wadding. That goes underneath. That goes the nice side without the threads. Goes to the top, and that goes to the bottom what you could do is grab your glue stick, which I don't know where it's gone. Just grab another one. I'll grab this one. And you can, which way am I thinking of doing it? Can't remember now. Yeah, this way. You can, oh actually I'll do it on the, you can just put a little bit of glue. It won't hurt the fabric and it won't hurt what you're doing. Just to secure that down, I've put the nice side to the front and the bumpy side to the back. And then we go along and put more scraps down. I might continue on with the scraps I've had, and I'll just place some glue so it helps stick the fabric down. Like I said, it doesn't harm anything. The blue one's good because you know where you've been. And I'm just going to place, make sure that you go over the top. Mine will be the same as before, so I think that adds a little bit of continuity, and that's a big word for me. I'll put that one on in a minute. There's my beautiful little book that I bought, and I just found some sari silk and wrapped it up. Yes, I've decided I'm just going to stick the fabrics down wherever they go, and don't worry about if they don't fit very nicely. And so what I could do here is, because I'm using the same scraps, I will cut so I can still use the scraps in another area. Oh, sorry, I should be putting the timer on because I don't know how long I've got. So over we go. If you wanted the raggedy look, you just give a cut and rip. Sometimes you do want to place them in a different position because I've done that one, I've done that one. And you know what? If you wanted to, you could cut this and place this down as well. But I haven't ironed it, so that might go on the next one. I have a fair bit of, this is off my background. I do like the ripped look. Down there. Oh, now I have glue on there. The only problem with those things is they don't stay standing up. I just did it again. Got glue everywhere. Look, I'll show you. It's my little pot I got from Sewbits on her Facebook, on her website, sew.b. Now what was I putting down? This piece here. I see glue everywhere. Right, I do have a bit of lace, but I'm not going to use that. I've used that. I've still got some of my, this is a piece of yellow from when I made a quilt, and it's wattle. Even though it's not straight, it's got a raggedy edge. That helps the beauty, that makes the beauty of the inside of the pouch. So I was just popping these over. What was I doing? Putting these over here. Oh, that's what I wanted. This tiny little piece, there's that tiny little bit of fabric. I'm not sure where it's gone now. There was a tiny little bit of fabric. Lace, I will find it. And I'll put it on the other one. No, that's not it. I'm sure it will turn up somewhere. I had some green. So you could go 1, 2, and then to keep the same fabrics on all the inside, you just put the, just cut it up. There we go. A bit of script. Didn't have that on the other one, but I might put that here. Oh, will that go there? There we go. This is the old sheet off my, no, it's not a sheet, it's part of the pillow bag that your sheets come in. Oh, that didn't work, did it? Beautiful. Fits perfectly in there. Go right by those yellow leaves. I might just cut that off a bit. Only because I want the yellow showing. There we go. Now what else? I have a bit of this yellow. This was, I can go that here. Don't throw these out because they come in handy. You just might want that tiniest little bit of piece of fabric. Right, I've done that one, I've done those, so they can go over there too. No. I have a bit of green, I already have green, that can go there. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's in a, I have a reminder. Oh, to clean the kettle. Thanks. Oh, look, I have a bit of Liberty. Let's put that on there. Bit of Liberty. I should go up this way, actually. Put that over there. What else? I have a Chooky Chook Chook. Chooky, do you want to come on? Why not? I'm never going to use it otherwise. Chook can be in his garden. I'll move that up there to give it a bit more room. Down the bottom, and we'll find something for the bottom. No, I don't like that. Was that in the other one? No. There's a bit of a garden. A bit more. Oh, the threads, they're stuck to my finger. There we go. Right. That wasn't in the other one. All these other pieces are mostly they're not wide enough. So you know what, this will do. I don't know, it was a little bag, but I didn't want it to be a bag, so it can go here. And think about your placement when you put your fabric down, because you really want it to be covered over. Like there's a lot of that, so the less I have down here the better. So I will just cover that back over, and then that's hidden. And then that's the inside of my pouch. Just trying to get it all locked down. There's nothing worse when you're sewing away and you don't know this piece, and you can change pieces around while it's still a little bit glued. Like I've decided to put that on the top. So it looks good. And then I've got no pins. I'm just gluing this down a little bit more. Because when you're sewing away, you don't want the corners to get caught, and then, you know, you're showing a piece with that like that. So that's why I'm trying to glue that down. Okay, so that's like that. Obviously, this is my edge. I'm not going to keep those tiny little bits. Just neaten it up a little bit. All right, so my other idea is some lace. I have this lovely lace, so I'm going to, now it's good that this is the blue because I can see where I'm going to put the blue. So I'm going to put the glue on here. Now it does dry quick, so don't panic that you're going to see the glue, because you're not. Right. I'm going to, where's the top end of my, there. So I'm going to put that up there and glue there and over there. Get your threads out the way and glue there. And I'll just put some glue down the bottom. So I'll get my bigger scissors. Now because I wanted this in the middle, I'm going to have wastage on the side, but that won't be a problem. Now you can just cut straight along the edge, because you've also left seam allowance for the sewing part. Now don't waste these pieces, they come in handy for other projects, especially that little bit, that's so cute. And this will, don't worry about this, oh yeah, I did clean that up a bit. So I will have to just chop this across the top. And what I will do is put some other lacy trim across the top, like I did with that sort of thing. I don't know what theme I'm going to be doing, but you can then fit your other one under here and then actually turn this one into a pocket, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to turn this over, put a little bit of, oh, this glue is a bit yucky actually. Put a bit of glue there. Turn my pocket over. Something's wobbling on my table. It's really annoying. Might be my tray. get some glue, stick it under it. So this is the other piece. I did have some others. I don't know where they went. So this is the other piece. Now this time I might get a different sort of thread and put on there. Oh. So I'll just pin this for now so that glue stays. And I might grab the other one and give you another idea. So that's the first pouch, the second side of the box. So this can be done later. I'm just going to go around and embellish. Maybe I'm not going to do too much to this one because it's got a lot of lace on it. You don't need to always stitch everything down to the max, because it's good to have a place for your eyes to rest. So there we go. I'll just pin that down there. I think it's gone into the glue, but that's okay. So that's all pinned, so I know what I'm going to do there. Straighten up that later. So that's the second one. The third one is, get my piece of stuff. Now I'm not going to put all that on here at the moment. This is going to give you an idea. But I will do, I will glue that down. Oh no, I've made it even bigger mess. Right. The nice side goes down to the fabric, and then obviously all my other fabrics are going to go on there, but I'm not doing that now. I had some beading. This is from the lovely Christine from Create and Craft with Christine. So I quite like that. So what I might do is put my needles away because I tend to lose them very quickly. I'm not sure what I want to do here. I have some white fabric. I could make a border. I know it's got staining on it. That's all right. It's just a show what to do. I could make a border. I don't like that. I quite like this on here. Maybe I will have it cut to there, even though, unless I bring this down and I just have the lace to there, that's better. So what happens if I cut that there? It's going to all come undone. What I might do is find some thread. What happened to my needle there? I'm going to find some thread. Oh, I've got sticky fingers. Oh, I'm going to have to wipe my fingers. They're too sticky. Let's try the other end. Do you know what? They're still sticky. Just, oh, I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what's happening with that. I can't even see that to thread it. There we go. The light did not help one bit. Right, stick that through there. That sort of did help, but not really. Right, what do I need to do? Put my glasses back on. I need to find the bottom, which is going to be there, I think. Maybe I'll make it a bit shorter. There, that's what I'll do. I will tee it off here. So I'm going to put some stitches in there. Hopefully that will work. Right, that bubble's come off, that's okay. And to get a bit of glue. So I've tied that there, and I will also put some glue on there to let that dry. Oh, I nearly chopped that in half then. So I can put this bead back on somewhere else. I don't want that bead, so I'm going to go around here. There's 2 beads for something else. And I will also not use those beads. Let's tidy this up. Oh, there was a bead there, but it's not there anymore. Okay, so this is going to get sewn down. Probably will anchor it down with some stitches. This is good because this will give me a plan, so I know what to do for the next, few weeks. Stitch this. hopefully it won't be weeks. I've got so many other projects I need to finish. Okay, so that's not going anywhere. And obviously I haven't done the other side, but that's fine. And then you could get, what you could do is, if you don't have it, you could get Jennifer Clouston's flower embroidery, and you could continue on oh, look at those. I wish I had some of those. You could continue on with doing something like this. She gives you all the instructions to do for stems, twigs, flowers. So you could do that. So that might be my inspiration. So maybe I'll keep the book out. So that's number 3 done. And number 4, I haven't really thought about number 4, but I have just had a thought. So let's just glue this down. How long have I been going? 40 minutes. All right. So I probably have about 5 minutes left. Same process, glue it down. Then I'll have all the fabrics on that. And so what I'm going to do is, if you've got any leftover, I'm sure you would do, if you've got any doilies that have been cut up and you're wanting to use them, you can just, this is cute, place them down on, might you put that in the middle, tidy that up. You can just place them down on the top. Right, that was just in my basket. Oh, that's another, I should put that in my other place, because that's not really meant to go in there. That's a sandwich doily, sandwich tray. Some of these are, oh, look at that. That would be nice, but it's going to get covered up with the girl. I could put that on there. See, sometimes this is what happens when you don't glue your things down. Oh, I'm going to put that right there. Move that up because it's going to get cut. That can go over the top. That. Don't pin it because it's going to get moved, I'm sure. So yes, you just get your doilies and you put them down wherever you like. There's not going to be many here because it's going to get covered up with this big one. Maybe I won't have this one. I'll just cut round this one. I think I'm going to put this on anyway. Keep the edging, because I can dye that and do something with it. With that along there. Put that back in the basket. I'm going to put that there. Maybe they'll want a basket to go on a picnic. Now, if you're afraid to cut the doilies, only cut the ones that you're not sentimental to, and then you'll just have fun. Like, I don't have any sentimental to the doily. Yes, the doily's beautiful and someone made it, but it's not going to get seen if it's just stuck in a box. I mean, I'm sure everybody says the same thing. If you're afraid, just get some that you don't really like and have a snip it, and then you'll just get the feeling of it's being nice. Maybe I don't like that bit there. I don't really want to cut it. I've got this random thing happening here. Maybe if I squared it off, I could find something to put in the corner. And move the girls over a bit. And the basket can go there. You never know, you might want that little bit. You could put it in her hair, couldn't you? But no. All right. So you get the gist of what I'm doing. And so I've just realised that I don't think I'm going to have the girl there because I don't have another pocket. But what I might do is, because I've only using the two, then I will just stick with the two that are part of the box and just play around with these two. But you can certainly have 4 on there if you wanted to, and you could turn one side into a little pocket like I'm going to do, and then the other one not. What were my other ideas? I might have mentioned it before. You could make a scissor case with those doilies. I don't know where I put them now. I put them down somewhere and I can't think where they are. Oh, there they are. I put them in a different spot. So you can use them for needle books. Turn this over, get the square of the needle book and flip it over, or have that the right side, and then that's something on there, I'll stitch it on the other page, flip it over, and you could stitch some words in there if you like, so when you open it up it's a saying inside. You could do a needle case where you could bring up the bottom, not a needle case, a scissor case, and then you hold up the sides. You could put extra fabric there to make it go across, and then this could be the lid, and then you can pop your scissors in like that. Obviously you're not going to have it like that. You're going to put wadding in the center, and then maybe possibly a lining so you don't cut into the wadding with your pointy sharp bit of the scissors. You could use these for hoosewifts. Just get creative and just get them around you, and then just start thinking about what you want to create with them. So I want to thank you very much for watching my video and all the lovely comments I've had so far. I'll leave you with some of the prints. So those two won't have anything on there, I don't know. Maybe I might. I could also just cut them up and just sit them down there as doilies like this. There's the lace one, and this is the beginning of the first one, and then what I'm going to do is I might even cut them down if I find them too big. I'm going to put them all the way around in a box, and it's going to be a box, and I can sit threads, I can put all sorts of things in there. And the more you stitch on this, the stiffer this becomes. So have a think about that when you're doing it. All right, thank you very much for watching, and put in a comment if you like, because I like reading all your comments, and I will catch up with you next time. Just wanted to pop back in here and show you what I've done with the doilies that are sandwich doilies, sandwich trays, doilies. I always get a little bit confused about that. So this is the end result, but I'm not going to finish it on YouTube. I'm just showing you what I'm going to be doing, and then I'll just finish it off camera at some stage, and then when I've finished it, I will pop it on my Instagram account, and then you can see from there what it looks like. So I want to thank the lovely Nancy for asking a question on how to do something. And if you have any other questions that you'd like to know, please leave them in the comments below. I want to thank you very much again for subscribing to my channel and watching my video. So there we go. This will turn into a square box, and then I can just put stuff in it. And obviously I've got to do a bottom, which I've just realised, and that will be just made out of denim and wadding, and I will obviously find some more scraps, and I've nearly run out of all my scraps, so I have to go in my other scrap bucket. And then that will be the base, and I'll sew it all together with an edging around the top, and that will be that ticking. I have some ticking fabric somewhere around, and I think there was something else I was going to say. No, I can't remember. All right, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.